We live in a world ablaze. The flames lick at the edge of our lives, and the smoke fills our lungs. Everywhere we look, there's a new fire, literal and figurative, threatening to consume everything we've ever known. Some say it's the end, that we're witnessing the final act of a grand tragedy that has been centuries in the making. And maybe they're right. But here's the thing about fire. It doesn't just destroy. It cleanses. It purifies. It forges steel in its heat. And out of the ashes, something new always rises. It's been that way since the dawn of time. And it will be that way long after we're gone. So here we are, standing on the edge of oblivion. But we're not afraid. We're not backing down. Neither should you. Because this is a moment we've been waiting for. The moment where we prove what we're made of. Where we decide if we're going to let the flames consume us. Or if we're going to rise stronger, smarter, and more determined than ever. This podcast, this voice in the darkness, is our beacon. It's a signal that we're still here, that we're still fighting. And we're not going anywhere. Not now, not ever. We're gonna talk about the hard things, the things that make your blood boil and your heart race. We're going to face the reality of our world, no matter how painful, because only by confronting the truth can we change it. So, if you're ready to walk through the fire with us, if you're ready to look the world in the eye and say, I'm still standing, then you're in the right place. Because this isn't the end. Nah, far from it. It's just the beginning. Welcome back. Let's get to work.
Then they tried to kill Trump, man.
I remember I was at
Oh,
home, and then I don't know what I was doing, but you sent me you
Yeah.
sent a message
Yeah.
through WhatsApp, and you're like, protect the president, sir.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
yeah,
what is
yeah.
this guy talking about? Because that's what we use
Yeah,
in the
Call of-
game,
Call of Duty.
in
Yeah.
Warzone. You know, to the viewers that don't know, it's when you're
Oh,
playing
man.
the game, it's a contract. and
Man, we
then-
should get back into it, man. We should make some gaming videos.
Yeah, we should, man.
We should.
For real.
Coming soon.
Yeah,
In
coming
the
out.
works.
Yeah. So in the game, there you become the most wanted, and then the whole map knows where you are, and they
Oh,
try to
yeah,
go hunt you.
yeah.
You have to protect the president. We called it that. We called
Yeah,
it protect the president. And I was
yeah.
wondering, like, does this guy want to play Warzone or what? And then
Yeah.
I asked you, and they're like, no, they try to kill
Try to kill Trump, man. Yeah.
Is that true? And then I logged into my phone, and sure enough, he got an ear piercing bullet.
Yeah. So.
And then he walked
There's-
out to 50 Cent.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The guy gets back up. He's like, let me get my shoes. Let me get my shoes.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people who think it was fake, bro. What do you think about that?
Nah, bro, it wasn't fake.
No, but I mean, like, there's a lot of people
I
who
want
are
to say, I
saying
want to
that.
say that people are sick, man. After this happened, what we saw or what I saw on social media was a lot of don't miss next time. Next time,
Yeah,
make sure
yeah,
you
yeah.
get. So, this is what this says. I'm gonna speak on my behalf
Mhm.
again. If I'm an employer and I have employees who are advocating this behavior or partaking in this behavior too, saying comments like this speaks to your character, who you are as a person.
Yeah.
You didn't just say this because you wanted to be popular or you wanted to get likes on social media. No, you said this because this is who you are as a person. Now, I don't care who you are. We don't like Biden. You don't like Kamala. You don't like anybody. But we don't want people to die.
Mm-hmm.
Your worst enemy. You have your worst enemy. Worst customer that comes into the pharmacy, man, that goes in yelling at you, right? You don't wish this on anybody. This speaks on your character. And I think that we've become soft as a society. This behavior of saying things like this or putting things out like that Think about it back in the day when we were in school, man. When you were partaking in things like this, even if you weren't in there, even if you weren't involved, you were still gonna get, punished, and nothing is happening to these people. So what do y'all think about that, man? What do y'all think about the whole thing? How does a guy, bro? How does a guy climb on a ladder, and a building? Cops, apparently a cop tried to talk him down, but then the guy pointed his gun at him, and the cop fell off the roof. So that happened. They have all this on the tapes. They have all this on the files. People, before the guns started firing, there's somebody on the roof. They had time. But for whatever reason, reasons unknown, they let this happen. Now, this speaks to the politicization of the government. Of entities that are supposed to be neutral. FBI is supposed to be neutral. Border Patrol is supposed to be neutral, not party affiliated. CIA is supposed to be neutral. They don't care about this. But when the head of these departments, bro, is selected by the administration, this becomes politicized.
Okay.
So you're not gonna tell me that they let this happen, that it was an accident, right? That this is just some freak coincidence, this is just something that happened. I believe that this was on purpose. Like they were like, let's see what happens. I don't know for sure. I mean, this is just speculation. I don't know for sure. But if I'm an expert, I'm assuming for this Secret Service thing, you have to be on point. You can't miss.
Yeah.
You have to be an eagle, your life doesn't matter. You know that signing in. Your whole thing there is that you die. You're the one who's supposed to die for the person you're protecting. This is the contract. You're going to tell me that all this transpired and they saw this guy, cops talking to this guy, people raising alarms, and this guy happened to get something like 2 rounds off. I don't even know. I don't know what the number was.
There was multiple, man.
Multiple shots.
Yeah, I think so.
What do y'all think about this, man?
Well, I think I saw on TikTok that I believe the sniper who had the shot on that was communicating, like, he has a rifle and he has a scope. I have fire. Can I proceed to take the shot? Something he wrote something on TikTok or in social medias, that it could have been prevented. Like he had the shot, he just didn't have the authorization, the clearance. Supposedly something I think along the lines of like the cone or something like it was outside the field of the cone for the protocol. I'm not really too sure, but I think I mean they're trained professionals. I mean it's stuff like that. I mean he wasn't well hidden, not too much.
Is it because they're only there to protect the president and not the people? Like they thought maybe he wasn't a threat to the president, only the people or something.
But even then, it's the president. It's still in that vicinity.
Yeah.
You don't want no risk whatsoever.
I mean, I don't know what kind of rules they have. Maybe they can't shoot until there's a shot
Well,
fired.
today they laid 5 of them off. Today in the morning.
Oh, the people who were
the 5
there?
Secret Service members are.
know.
They didn't can them,
The
but
one-
they're on administrative leave.
The one thing that I do know is that whenever you sent me that message and I started looking at the news and I saw what had happened, I was like, man, if this would have been like centimeters or this guy had turned his face for whatever reason, we would have had totally different
Oh, yeah.
news.
Oh yeah.
And everybody, like, after that took it as a joke. Like I said, people think that it's not real. Or, like, your theory that maybe some other people were involved. Who knows, man? But it's crazy. I mean, just centimeters, and that guy could have been gone.
All right, time out here real quick. I need to interrupt this video to go over a few things, okay? First things first. Did you smash that like button over here? Did you hit that subscribe button somewhere over here? While you're doing that, I'd love to take this opportunity to talk to you real quick about a serious matter, okay? Life is unpredictable, but your family's future doesn't have to be, okay? Do you have family? Do you have people that depend on you and you love them very much? What would become of them if something unfortunate were to happen to you, okay? Would they be able to produce $15,000 for funeral expenses, etc.? If no, then make sure you reach out to Simple Insurance. Okay, secure your legacy with Simple Insurance. Simple Insurance is securing legacies one client at a time, one family at a time, one community at a time. Again, protect what matters most by giving yourself peace of mind and send that final love letter to the ones that you love in the unfortunate event that something would have happened to you. Okay? Get a free quote today. Again, that's Simple Insurance. The information will be in the description box below. And as always, peace.
And another thing is, what do you think about this? This year is the first time that they have the debates and stuff so early during the year. Have you noticed that? Dude, what do you think about that? They usually have their debates every time when the presidential elections are coming up. It's like September, October.
Yeah.
Never, what was it, June, July?
Yeah. No, but I think that they know something is coming. And I think that the only reason why they would agree to any debate is because they know something is coming.
Yeah.
Like, what that is, who knows? They're upsurging right now with monkeypox. The World Health Organization is, saying like, we got to go back to quarantine.
Okay.
Because
of that.
So
Imagine.
this is what happened in 2020, right?
Yeah.
And an election also, right? So, it's a whole.
A lot of coincidences.
Yeah.
Or
Very weird.
So this
Trending stuff.
This is what I think, man. I'm gonna go off the paradigm here, but I don't know if you all know this. I think I mentioned it in a podcast back. I don't know when. I want to say I've brought it up, but in Israel, they have a coin, and on one side of the coin is Trump.
Okay.
Okay.
On the other side is King Darius. Right? Is it King Darius? From the book of Daniel.
Okay.
The one who freed
I
them.
don't know.
Okay, yeah, so Trump on one side, and on the other side is King Darius or Cyrus. I don't know who it is, right?
Oh, Cyrus. Oh,
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. So
okay.
I think that Trump is meant, like, not for the U.S. Like, if he gets elected, great, whatever, right? But I think that God is going to use Trump for the purposes of Israel. That's what I think. Not for the sake of the U.S. God's going to use Trump for the purposes of Israel. Now, why do I think this? Like you just said, centimeters away. The guy had practiced shots. Okay, This guy must have been so good, right, that John said that some sniper was on him. But you have common sense, like, okay, there's a guy on the roof. Okay, plus he's holding a gun. Plus he has a bag up there and a rangefinder. Plus he's aiming down the sides. Plus he's aiming. When you're a sniper, this guy's aiming at. You can tell this guy's aiming at the president, right? Plus you're training, and you would still let this slide, right? That this would still happen, right? And that Trump, the bullet's coming this way. That Trump would just look at this chart, right? Grazes the ear. At the right moment, right? I want to say, like, come on, like, this is just on top of all the trials, on top of all the indictments, on top of everything else. I think that there's something else going on here. I think that this is like some he's gonna be used for other purposes besides the U. Not so much the U.S.
Okay.
He's gonna be used for over there. He was the one who started the Abraham Accords. He was the one who started, who was starting the conversation dialogues, with the countries that hate each other in the area, with Israel, so they could trade. Okay. And I think that is like a hallmark, in the times that we find ourselves in.
Okay, I understand.
As opposed, not as opposed, but I want to say, like, in regards to what is going to transpire next. Okay. Is this individual, protected, divinely? But who else do we know, lost in year, man? Peter when he took a sword and he did something to an ear of. So. I'm not trying to put one and one together or that something means something, but we've seen this before. Okay. Mm-hmm. And I don't know who that soldier was. I wasn't there in that time of Jesus, but if I was that soldier, I'd have a hell of a story to tell. I'd be like, hey, you know what? You know, and then they healed me. I'd be like, going like village by village, like this man that we're indicting, this man that we're, you know, want to sue him in courts and stuff, right? Well, the same thing happened before, you know, so I'm not saying that he's the one or whatever. I'm just saying, you know, God has a way of using people, you know, to, well, like King Darius, right? He's on the coin. You know, at the time, the Babylonians had, they had them sequestered in some place. I don't remember. In the book of Daniel, it mentions it. The Israelis, the Hebrews, are sequestered in not their homeland. They knew, like, they were relying on a prophecy from Jeremiah, I don't know who, that they knew that the goat man was going to come and was going to free them. And when they saw King, I don't know if it's Cyrus or Darius. I've heard two names. It's one of them.
The Egyptian god of death, or something like that. Or like a world.
This was like a man. Like, this was like a man who, like, rode in. As soon as they saw him, they're like, look, it's the goat man. They were like, the people who were studying the prophecies at the time, as soon as they saw him, they knew who he was. They're like, this is the one who's going to free us. So they welcomed him. I see, like, when they welcomed Jesus, like, when Jesus walks in, they did all that pomps. When this guy went in there, they welcomed him just the same. So, this is what I think, man. I don't know. What do y'all think, man?
Interesting point of view, Danny. Like, you know, leaves. You know, I never really thought about it that way, but, you know, interesting stuff.
Yeah, I also think it's interesting.
Don't have too much to say about it because I'm not really too well informed myself, but.
I mean, I respect that you have that opinion. It's very interesting. I don't like to also think too much about people themselves. You know, I know that God uses people all throughout the world. You know, to carry out His plan and everything. And it could be. I mean, and He uses whoever He wants to use. You know, whether they want to or not.
And so we know that Jesus Himself used people that you wouldn't even consider, man.
Yeah. And then there was also this guy. I don't know if I told you about.
The prophet.
Yeah, that he came out on TikTok months before, and he said this and this is gonna happen. And I saw that video. When I saw it, I skipped it because I'm like, this guy is crazy. You know, this is too much. This is TV series stuff. But it happened. But it ended up happening. And the guy became a little bit famous after it did happen. What he had said. So, prophet, false prophet, who knows, right? But it's all weird.
It doesn't. In regards to all this, because I saw that you had posted a snap, you know, about that we would know a prophet, you know, by their fruits or whatever, and we would know how to judge them, and stuff. I think that everybody is given some knowledge, some basic stuff.